Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming a pregnancy update, so if you don't want to hear about that, then go ahead and skip this video. I feel like I've been posting pretty much every day though since the start of the year, so if you haven't caught up on some of my other videos, I'll go ahead and link a playlist for you guys to check out. And yeah, that's it. I'm excited to talk to you guys, so let's go ahead and get into it. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is KARENHARRIS. I like to post tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. I post about 3 to 4 times a week, so highly recommend subscribing, turning on that bell so you don't miss out. And without further blabbering, let's get into it. Okay, you guys, so I don't have any makeup on. I figured we could get ready with me. I am going to use some of my Shop My Stash products. I have some new products in front of me. I also really want to use this Beauty Bay eyeshadow palette. I actually swatched this like months ago, and I've been holding on to the swatches on my editing software, and I was like telling myself like I'm gonna do a video, and I'm like, Karen, you just have to do it. You just have to rip the band-aid off and do a video on this palette, because otherwise that footage is just gonna sit there. And so I hummed and hawed about how I was gonna do this because I wanted to do a separate video using my Shop My Stash, but I figured we could just do a combination of things and you guys wouldn't mind. So yeah, in one of my videos, I can't remember which one, I think it might have been one of my testing new makeup videos, I had asked you guys if you'd be interested in seeing a like pregnancy update, and a few of you said yes, so I figured, sorry, I'm wetting my sponge, I'm using my sponge soaker. I feel like I need to explain every sound, but yeah, this guy, I'll link it down below in case you haven't seen me use it before, but I've used it in quite a few testing new makeup videos. I asked if you guys wanted an update, and a few of you said yes, so I was like, you know what, this could be kind of a fun topic and just something a little bit different, because I feel like I don't do enough updates, and I don't know, it's just like, sometimes I'm like, why would people care about what's going on with me? But you know, there's a few people that do, and maybe you're, you know, pregnant too, and maybe this is something that's going to give you some comfort. Like, I know sometimes it's really hard if you're like on the boat by yourself. I mean, I feel like right now a lot of my friends started having kids after me and Rail, but like as far as close friends go, I was like the first one. So I was kind of by myself. I did know some other people that were pregnant, but you know, it just happens sometimes in waves. And so anyway, all of that aside, so I did low-key announce it in like a video, but I don't feel like I made like this big video announcement like I did with our first child. And honestly, I feel like I wanted to do a video about how I feel about influencers, content creators, family vloggers, and things like that, how I feel about them putting their kids out there. I think that before I had a child, I didn't really have an opinion on it, and I don't think it was something that, I mean, I don't think that if you don't have kids, you shouldn't have an opinion, because it is a very important topic, and there's like plenty of people out there that are like social workers and teachers and aunts and uncles that are probably experiencing it in some sort of way, but like for me, it was never something that really crossed my mind. But anyway, I'm gonna go on a tangent, but it's fine. You guys can follow along. So I didn't really have an opinion on people putting their kids out there, but now that I have one and I have another one coming, I've been thinking about it a lot, and I really see why content creators are more cautious about putting their kids out there. And I feel like social media is just gonna continue to grow, and I don't really want to ever cause my kids like any harm. I watch way too much true crime. It's so terrifying. And like, I don't know. I know some people say like it's not really good for your mental health to like watch that stuff, but I also really like knowing what's going on in the world around me. I feel like I have more time to consume that kind of stuff. So I really do enjoy watching a lot of like LawTube and stuff like that. That's been like a whole rabbit hole that I've gone down. And I have some creators that I really enjoy. I really like Emily D. Baker. I've been following her since the Tati case, and then I found during the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case, The Lawyer You Know, and I really enjoy both of their channels, and they cover a lot of the cases that I'm really interested in. For true crime, I really like Stephanie, oh my god, I'm blanking on her name, and Harlow, and she does like that Crime Weekly podcast, and I like her individual channel, and I really have been enjoying Annie Elise as well. So I can link those creators down below if you're not following them. But yeah, so between those guys, I've watched a lot of like crime content, and I've realized that it's kind of up to me to, you know, figure out how much I want to put out there with kids, with even myself. I recently watched a podcast with Jessie Smiles and her friend. I don't really follow them, but a YouTuber I follow had recommended, and I watched it, and she was just talking about like, you know, if you don't want the internet to talk about something that's important to you, something that's close to you, then don't even like give them any information, in reference to like something that's going on with like Michaela. I don't really follow her much, but I know she's gotten some backlash over like, actually she's in drama like every other week, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, back to the pregnancy. I just didn't think it was something that like people cared about, and honestly I don't ever want my channel to become about me being a mom, because it's really my escape from that. And I don't know, I just feel like it's always great to like be interested in many different things, but I just like, I'm a first time mom. I don't really have like, I'm not like a Pinterest mom. I don't have like great Pinterest hacks. My favorite thing that I find fun is like all the cute outfits. I'm just talking like now very surface level. Okay, I really enjoy shopping for my kid. I love trying toys with her. Like we have fun with that, but I don't feel like I have any expertise in like breastfeeding or like sleep training or any of that to like warrant any kind of content on that. But the one thing I do feel, and the one thing I've always been passionate about, is women, and also making people feel like they're not alone in situations they go through in life. Because even like I feel alone, and like I felt so nutty being almost 35 and having like an unplanned pregnancy. Like I had been so sick in the hospital, and I was breastfeeding my daughter, so I just didn't think that I was gonna get pregnant, and we got pregnant, and I was kind of like off about it for quite some time. I think now I'm like finally getting excited now that we know the gender and stuff. Not that I wouldn't have been excited either which way, but it was just a little bit of a shock. So I felt like it took me a while to kind of like wrap my head around the whole thing, and I'm still not exactly sure how I'm gonna handle being a mom of 2 under 2 with basically no help. Like we don't have, like my parents don't live here, my husband's mother doesn't live here. We do have his dad, but his dad isn't really like gonna win any awards for being grandfather of the year, let me say it like that. So yeah, it's just literally me and my husband, and we did go ahead and find a nanny, and we really like her. She's been like nannying for us, but I just have her 2 days a week for 2 hours, and that's usually when I film for YouTube, because I had talked about in other videos how I really didn't want to give up my YouTube stuff, and it's hard because I don't like make enough on YouTube to really be like, oh yeah, I can totally justify having like full-time care for my kids because YouTube's gonna cover my daycare bill. Like it's not. Anything I like make on this channel, I pretty much like lose out on paying the nanny. But you know what? That's okay. Like it's okay, it's worth it. So anyway, back to the pregnancy update, because now I'm just on a tangent again. Is that I'm about halfway. Actually, I'm over halfway now. I don't have, like I have a due date, But after meeting with my doctor, it looks like we're gonna go with a scheduled C-section, which I am nervous about because, I mean, it's a surgery, it's a recovery. I mean, I don't want to say like I had an emergency surgery, but it kind of turned into an emergency when our first child was born because she inhaled mech, which is, I think, pretty common for a baby that's overdue, because I was like induced at 41 weeks. And I don't know if I've told this story on YouTube, but anyway, I was induced. They kind of botched the induction. My delivery had gone on. Well, I wasn't in active labor, but I was in the hospital for days, like waiting for the baby to come. And I wasn't able to eat, I think like maybe over 24 hours. And I felt like I could keep going, but the doctor that was on, that delivered our baby, she was just like, I don't want this to turn into an emergency, so we're just gonna go ahead and recommend that you get a C-section, which I was like so nervous about because I didn't ever think that I would need one. And I pretty much had like multiple panic attacks at the time because I was just so freaked out by them. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know, like, oh, that sounds like it's gonna be so bad. And there's like a stigma, I think, still with C-sections that it's, I don't know. Obviously, I've never had a vaginal birth, so I don't know which one is harder to recover from. But you just hear all the horror stories of like people's stitches opening up and like all the stuff, and it's like terrifying. So I will say that there's definitely some drawbacks to a C-section, but I recovered, I've forgotten. So I feel like one of the things that always scared me about becoming a mother was the whole delivery process. And I think it's easier for me now looking back, but at the time, you're just scared about the pain and all the things. And like, I'm not like terrible with needles, but it's a lot. I will say when I was in the hospital for toxic shock, that was definitely scarier for me. So I would say, like, if you're scared about becoming a parent or getting pregnant because you're worried about the labor process, I will say, as somebody that was scared about the same thing, it's really not something to be so scared about, because the people that are in the room with you are so well trained. Like, you're gonna be fine, even though you don't know what to expect. They've run through like every scenario, and so even though they like botched my induction, I still felt like fine and I recovered and everything. I definitely did my best to take it easy. I didn't want to overdo it, just because so many people had told me stories about people they knew that their like stitches opened up and all of those things. So I was definitely like very, very cautious about that. Yeah, all of that aside, I was like so freaked out when we found out we were going to have another baby, because I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to recover? Like, oh, it's so much work. And it's one thing to recover from a C-section with a newborn, because newborns will sleep quite a bit, but like my current child will be like 18 months when the second one comes, and I'm like, how is she gonna cope with it? So I guess that's where this whole story was going, is like, I'm not really sure how we're gonna handle that part. We're like still praying that my parents will get here, because my parents are trying to move to the US. So we've gotten the paperwork in, but everything's just delayed, everything's just delayed. And so they're kind of stuck in limbo. They've been stuck in limbo for like 2 years. So if any of you is an immigration lawyer, I could really use some tips, because we have a lawyer, but it's just been so long. I think the lawyer's kind of over it too, because we like don't know what to do to help move things along, or maybe there isn't anything we can do and we just have to wait. But it's been really hard for me, honestly, because I'm an only child and my husband's an only child, and it's been really hard for me to think that I'm gonna have a second baby, and my mom hasn't even met my first child yet. And I'm pretty sure it's even worse for her, because I think like there are some parents that were born to be grandparents, like, and I just feel so sad when I like take my child out and about and I see people, like, I see kids with their grandparents. Like, there's a lot of full-time caregivers that are grandparents. Like, we go to like the playground and like the library and stuff, and there's like so many grandpas with their granddaughters and grandmas with their grandkids, and I'm like, you know, Forrest's not gonna have that for a while. And I don't know, it's just kind of sad because I feel like if my parents were here, at least she would have that from them. And so yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. So I'm like really terrified of a second one and also not having help, because it's just a lot. Like, it's a lot, and I've said this so many times on my channel that I just didn't know. I had no idea how hard it was to be a parent until I had a child of my own, and now I just have so much more respect for parents. Like, it's just crazy, and also like no time for people that are crappy parents. Okay, that's mean there. But honestly, I get so overwhelmed when we're at the playground and like there's like clearly like little kid areas and like parents aren't watching their kids, and I'm like, your kid is literally gonna plow down my 13-month-old child. Like, can you please watch your kid? You know what I mean? Like, that stuff is all new to me. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so where am I going with this story? Okay, so pregnancy update. So yeah, we're far along. We're gonna have a C-section. I think I'm nervous for it, but also I feel like I never went into labor with the first one, so I'm not gonna sit there and wait 41 weeks and hope she comes out. So we're gonna do a schedule, which I'm not excited to go through the whole process of like the freaking IVs and, you know, having to heal from it, but it'll be okay. I will survive. I will survive. I think I will survive. And we're hoping that my husband is going to be able to work from home so he can like be with us and help watch our first daughter while I recover. It's just going to be a lot, but you know what? There's been just crazy stuff that has happened before that we've gotten through, so we're just gonna pray that we get through this one too. Listen, everybody pray that the Harris family makes it through baby number 2, but I think after this we're definitely done. I can't say I was definitely fine with an only child situation, but I feel like this was the universe saying like, okay, like you need to have just one more, so we're gonna do just the one more. And then I'm like, Rel, like, we're gonna make sure we don't have a third. Please. I'm not gonna try for a boy or any of that stuff. I'm totally fine with being a girl mom. Ask me though when they're teenagers and I'm like freaking out about God knows what, but they're gonna be like, Mom, I hate you. But I'm also really gonna try and be a little bit more chill. Like, I saw this thing on like Instagram the other day where somebody was like, I don't want to be the mom where my kids are like, oh my gosh, I don't want to tell my mom, or something like that. I want to be the mom where my kids are like, I need to call my mom. Like, that's the mom I want to be because that's the mom I wish I had. So anyway, all that aside, I'm a lot more excited that when we first found out. I was definitely a little bit in shock and overwhelmed. And I'm like, you know what? It's just a thing. We're gonna get through it, and that's that on that. So we're gonna have a C-section. We haven't scheduled it yet, but it'll be sometime in May. So I'm excited to have a summer baby because all our birthdays in the family so far are in the winter time. So, you know, this baby is gonna be like an outlier, all on their little island by themselves as far as the birthday goes. But yeah, I'm excited. And how I've been feeling, I definitely feel like incredibly tired this time around. Like, I'm like in shock. I was like, what the heck? Like, I don't remember being this tired. Although I feel like the funny thing about pregnancy and like the human brain is like your brain like deletes stuff, I swear, because I don't remember being this tired, but I'm sure I was this tired with Freya, and I just told myself I wasn't tired. Yeah, I'm just like so tired, and like the dumbest stuff like takes so much effort for me now. Like, yesterday I was trying to get Freya in the car because we were going to go to dinner with our friends, and Rel was like meeting us there, and I was just like feeling so exhausted, just like carrying her down to the car, bringing her stuff. So I really have to like plan when I leave the house. It's like, and you know, maybe in the summertime it'll just be a little bit easier. I won't stress as much, but I have like a diaper bag and stuff, and you know, sometimes like parents will just like leave the diaper bag in the car, and I'm like, I'm still like paranoid because I'm like, you know, the one time I leave a diaper bag in the car is when I'm going to need something from said diaper bag, and I'm not going to have a way to like set her down to go run and get it. I won't have anybody there with me to just like watch her while I like jump over to the car. So I'm like very much aware of that kind of stuff, and I'm like, I'm not going to forget this diaper bag. So I'm just like still trying to wrap my head around how people leave the house with multiple children, because it's just like, I don't ever want to be caught like unprepared without like a diaper or something. And I'm sure that's inevitable, because one time I think we ran out of diapers or something, but I did put like emergency diapers and like a change of clothes in both of our cars. But I don't think I've updated that, so I need to probably put that on my list of things to do. But you know, I try really hard to like plan for every scenario, and I know my husband is the same way too, but I will say he's an amazing father. And you know that like cliche line people say, like, oh my gosh, just like watching your spouse like love your kids is like a whole different feeling. It's so true. It's so freaking true. It's just like, oh my gosh, it's so sweet. And my husband is just like such an amazing girl dad, and I feel sorry for their future partners. He definitely is just like, oh my god, that's amazing, which is great. Like, I want to be encouraging of my kid, even if they do something completely, what's the word, basic. I think it's so fun to like celebrate all the little things they do. Anyway, okay, back to the pregnancy update. So very, very tired. Still craving deli meat like crazy, which was something like I didn't have a ton of cravings the first time around. So yeah, it's still deli meat, and then which you're not supposed to have when you're pregnant. So yeah, but my ultimate thing that I'm so sad I can't have is not alcohol. It's actually sushi. I miss sushi so much. That was my first meal after having Freya, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be my first meal after having the second one. We don't have names yet. We have a few in mind, but we haven't like settled on one. Mostly because like we love the name Freya, and I'm like, what is gonna top that name? Like, I can't think of anything. We've been looking. We want to find something that's kind of goes with Freya. But yeah, I've been consulting the group chat a lot about name ideas. So I have a few, but I haven't settled on anything, or we could do something like different. They don't have to have like Nordic, like mythology kind of names, but I think it'd be kind of cute. And so, okay, what else have I been feeling? I'm trying to think. Yeah, just mostly tired, just mostly wishing that my mom was here, because you know, some days even big kids need their mamas, and some days I feel like my feet are gonna fall off because they just hurt so much, and some days I feel like my insides are gonna fall out of my bottom, because your body like does this like weird, I think your like hips expand when you're pregnant, and so like sometimes I can literally, it feels like my bones are like dislocating in my pelvic area, and it's just like the weirdest thing. So I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to being so big that it's so hard to turn over, although my husband was amazing. Like, I could just like tap him on the shoulder and he'd like stick his arm out, and I would like use him as like a pull-up bar to get out of bed and stuff like that. So that was really nice. I just feel like this pregnancy is zooming by. It's a little bit crazy. Like, I bought myself a pregnancy journal, and I'm like, every week I just want to write, I'm really tired. So kudos to all the moms that are like finding fun and fresh ways to describe how their pregnancies are going in pregnancy journals, because I didn't keep one with my first kid, so I thought, let me just do it with the second one. But nope, it's just every day I just want to write, I am tired. Today I am tired. But I would like to take this moment to ask if you guys have anything that you wish like you had done when you were pregnant. Like, I know with this one I haven't taken a lot of like pictures of my bump or anything. I haven't done like the monthly updates, which I'm kind of like, kicking myself about, but also I'm like, it's winter, so I like do not enjoy being pregnant right now because I don't want to go buy a whole wardrobe, but I have bought some pregnancy leggings. If you guys are recently postpartum or you're about to give birth, I'm gonna link these like compression leggings that somebody else recommended to me, and they're amazing. They're expensive, but I have 2 pairs and they were so nice for postpartum, so I can link them down below. This brand also does maternity leggings, so I bought some from Target, and I bought the maternity leggings from this brand, which were, I don't want to say they were $100, but they were pretty close. They were up there. They were pricey for somebody that only makes money on YouTube. So I bought a pair, and I was honestly a little bit disappointed by them. I'm hoping they'll fit better when my stomach gets bigger, but right now they like hang down, and so I hate it when like my crotch isn't like up like where it's supposed to be. So that's been kind of a pain in the butt, but I found some really nice ones from Target that are like $35. And so I have 2 pairs of those, and I like wear them all the time. But yeah, I'm like really not looking forward to when my like winter jacket doesn't fit. I don't want to buy a winter coat just to be, you know, pregnant in the winter time. But I have a friend who's due like literally any day now that has a coat. So she said she might just give it to me because she found it at a thrift store. So hopefully we can make that happen. So yeah, I just feel like it's been flying by. But yeah, these compression leggings for postpartum were amazing. I also really loved having disposable underwear. I have like a few different like Amazon things like linked in my Amazon storefront. So again, if you are a mom to be or you're postpartum, I would highly recommend checking out my Amazon store because I linked as much as I could because I did so much YouTube research when I was pregnant with the first one because I just didn't know what to expect, you know, and I don't have like, my mom obviously had me 30 something years ago in a different country, so I didn't have like that motherly figure to give me like advice on what to pack and what to bring and stuff. So I watch a lot of YouTube, and I'm so thankful to people that make like mom content, pregnancy content. There's a lot of like labor and delivery nurses that do like really good content, and I am always surprised by how people don't use YouTube as a resource to research things because there's so much out there. I have like so many friends that, like I said, they're like pregnant now, and I'm like, dude, you can literally go on YouTube and type like what to pack in your hospital bag, and people will literally just list everything out for you. Like, it's gonna be okay. One of my favorite things that I bought to the hospital with me was my own blanket. I did bring my pregnancy pillow with me, which I was also really happy about because I was in the labor and delivery room for like 3 days, and those beds are not meant for sleeping. They're meant for birthing. So that was, I don't even know how I got through those days. Yeah, I have a bunch of stuff linked on my Amazon storefront, and I have like a section for like toys and stuff now because we are just trying out all the things because we love trying new toys. Sorry, I was looking away and my camera stopped filming, so I was plugging my Amazon store because I was letting you guys know that I had linked a bunch of stuff on there. So I feel like the one good thing is that this is my second kid, and even though you can never predict how things are gonna go, I feel like mentally a little bit more prepared. I know like what I need, and the good thing is, I don't know if I mentioned this, but the good thing is we still have a lot of the big stuff. Like, we didn't give away, we were almost going to give away like our bassinet and stuff like that, but our friend didn't end up wanting it. So a lot of the stuff, the big stuff that's like $200+ we have. The one thing I didn't do is I ended up donating all of Freya's like newborn to like 9-month clothing because I didn't think I was going to have one anytime soon. And literally the week before we found out, I was so sick of it because we were just piling up bags and bags of her clothes in our basement, and I'm like, I'm taking all this to the thrift store. So we went to the library, and then we went to the thrift store, and I dropped off all her newborn clothes, and then I found out I was pregnant like the very next week. So I was kind of kicking myself about that, but you know what? We had a lot more than we needed probably for her. It's so easy, I think, with your first kid. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna buy, you know, all the things and all the outfits, and all the aunties and uncles are buying them stuff. So this time around, I just got, like, I love the Cloud Island onesies at Target, and they're so affordable. They usually come in a 2 or 3 pack, and you can get them for, like, under 20 bucks. So sometimes they go on sale, and they're, like, on a really good sale. So around Black Friday, they had, like, a pack of onesies for, like, 8 bucks, and I love the footed onesies. I just feel like they're so cozy for the baby, even in the summertime, because it's, like, cold inside, you know? So I got a bunch of those. I got a few nicer things because I'm like, oh, you know, hopefully this time, because our first child was in the NICU the whole time we were in the hospital, so we didn't get to do, like, cute pictures and stuff. So this time I know kind of what to bring and stuff. So I got, like, little matching outfits for the girls and for me, and I'll make sure I pack my husband something cute so we can take some, like, cute little photos and stuff like that. And I don't know, with Freya, we had her name picked out, but I don't know if we're gonna have a name ready for this one. And it's not a big deal, but yeah, it's interesting. So if you guys have any name ideas, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'm not gonna guarantee that we'll use them, but when I suggested the name Freya to Rael, I didn't think he would pick it, but he loves that name and I really love it too. And there's so much, like, great meaning behind the name, so I really, really love it. Although it's, like, becoming a very popular name, but it is what it is. You know, you can't worry about all those things when you're trying to pick a name for your kids. So anyway, I had posted a testing new makeup video, episode 3, with the Be Perfect Carnival palette, and I had said I really want to do, like, a green pink look, so that's the look I went for with the Beauty Bay palette. But I'm pretty much done. I just need a lipstick. I'm just going to use a mauve shade, so I'm going to use this Give Beauty lipstick. But what else do I want to update you guys on? I'm trying to think of, like, what I'm going to be able to do as far as YouTube goes when the second one comes. And honestly, I feel like I got back into YouTube pretty quick after the first one, but with it being 2 of them, I think it's going to be a bit of a unrealistic expectation for me to think that I'm going to be able to, like, jump back into YouTube. And there's definitely, like, FOMO there for me because I really love doing this, and so I don't want to, like, ever make you guys feel like, you know, I'm gonna just, like, up and vanish one day, but I just don't know what that's gonna look like. And I'm just gonna plan to, like, upload as much as I can while I can, and then I'm not gonna, like, make myself feel bad about it, or at least I hope not to make myself feel bad about it. It's been a really exciting year so far, 2023. I'm so excited to meet baby number 2, and there's also, like, some things that I'm a little bit sad about, like I'm not able to kind of make some of the trips that I had been planning, so that's kind of a bummer, but it's just not the right time for us right now. With the stage of life we're in, I can't leave, but that's gonna change because eventually my parents are gonna move here and eventually my kids will grow up and I'll have a little more time. And then I always think about, like, going back to work, either part-time or full-time. I don't see that happening this year and even maybe not next year, but I definitely plan to try and get back into working at some point just because it is really fun for me and I do miss that interaction with other adults. And, like, I'm so blessed because I have a group of YouTube friends that we talk, and it just brings me so much peace and comfort, like, having them to talk to and, like, have relationships with. And of course, like, my friends in town are amazing too, but it's not the same, you know, it's not the same as having coworkers and going to work and dressing up and stuff like that. So hats off to all the stay-at-home moms out there because I had no idea, and I'm sure that, well, I'm not sure, but I would imagine that they feel pretty unseen. And if it gives you any kind of comfort, I see you, I know what you're going through. And I think there's a lot of people that understand that it's a big job and we definitely don't get enough credit for it. But I have the utmost respect to all mothers out there. I just, you know, this is like a whole new thing for me. So, I mean, I've been doing it for like a year now, but it still feels wild. It feels wild, wild, wild. Anyway, I think that's it. I feel like I've droned on and on and on. I don't even know if this is going to be a good video, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And I got to take another palette out of my pile of palettes that, you know, I bought and I haven't used. So I'm so proud of myself because, like I said, I had these swatches, like swatched for like months, and now I'll finally be able to edit this video and put it up on YouTube. So let me go ahead and fix my hair and put on some earrings, and I'll be right back to finish up this video. Okay guys, so here is the finished look. As always this week, my earrings are from Zara. I was eyeing these for a while and I grabbed them on sale. So I'm planning on wearing them as much as I can. They're definitely very spring, although it is very, very cold out here. Also, this is really random, but I need you guys to talk me into this or help me justify this. But have you guys seen those like initial earrings that Selena Gomez has been sending out in her Rare Beauty PR package with the highlighters? Well, I looked them up. They are $100 an earring, and I kind of want to treat myself for Valentine's Day because I feel like I'm the queen of earrings on YouTube. I mean, I'm going to give myself that title. I feel like I'm deserving of it. So I'll post a picture of them up here. What do you guys think? Should I do it? Should I treat myself? I mean, it's a little bit, I feel like it's a little bit narcissistic of me to be like, I want my initials in earrings, but I feel like I would also like get so much use out of them. So yeah, leave me a comment, yes or no. Should I treat myself to the bougie initial earrings? Because I feel like I would wear them a lot. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, everything else on my face was pretty much my Shop My Stash products. I'll link everything down below. I might have used things that weren't in my Shop My Stash. Honestly, right now I'm like, I don't even remember what foundation I used, but I actually decided to use the Valentino foundation because I had it sitting out here for weeks because I wanted to wear it after I did my foundation collection video. But yeah, I really wanted to film something with this palette because it's been sitting in my purgatory pile for freaking ever, and I still have, I think I used the Earthy palette in a video, but I didn't use, there's one of the palettes from the collection, the 42 pans from Beauty Bay, that I still haven't used that I bought last year. Also, just letting you guys know, like a quick review, the shades I used were very, very nice, very pigmented. The mattes are so good in this palette, so I'm glad I bought it. I definitely have way too many rainbow palettes, so I probably need to like slow down on the rainbow palettes, but this is a good one. And you guys know I love the Beauty Bay brand and they have good quality and their prices are really good too. So if you're on the hunt for a big old rainbow palette, and especially if you're outside the US, I would highly recommend checking out the Beauty Bay palettes. They have some really good options for you. And I still have a bunch of palettes I haven't used yet. So one of my goals in 2023, and this is always my goal, is to use the palettes that I bought that I haven't used yet. And I know in my head I'm planning a 3 looks, 3 palettes video with Juvia's Place. I have 2 Natasha Denona palettes that I need to do that with. There's a bunch of brands that I have palettes from that I still need to film videos with. So I'm going to try and make it fun though. I'm going to incorporate some kind of chatty topic, or I'm going to throw it into a testing new makeup. So yeah, lots of exciting things happening here on my channel, but that's pretty much it for the pregnancy updates. I hope you guys will hang with me. I know that it's not fun when a YouTuber you love has to like take time off or they disappear. Like I said, I'm not due for a while still, so I'll be around at least until the start of the summer, or at least I hope to be. But after that, it's gonna be a little bit iffy, but I hope you guys come back. I hope you stick with me, but I hope you guys come back when I'm back from being done having babies. I know I'm gonna miss my channel when I'm gone. I hope that it's a temporary thing because I really, really enjoy this and I think it definitely helps me be myself apart from being mom. So anyway, that's it. If you guys have questions, any more questions, let me know down in the comments. I was thinking I could do a Q&A about like being pregnant, but I decided to film this video, like an update video, very last minute, so I didn't want to like force you guys to like ask me questions, but would you be interested in a Q&A? Like, is that something I should do? Or if not, that's fine too. Maybe I can update you guys again on how pregnancy is going in the future. Let me know what you guys think, because I'm always like reading my comments, trying to, you know, give you guys what you want. So I'm here to serve. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a good day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye, guys.